go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, well, good afternoon, good evening for most of you. It's morning here for me. I'm logging in from Denver, Colorado, which is smack dab in the middle of the US. But I'm really happy to be here today. And as Rana mentioned, we met her, gosh, I think at a few events now. We saw you at TEFL in England as well as in Dubai. So it's been really interesting hearing about the teacher context in Kuwait and watching TEFL Kuwait grow. So I'm really excited to connect with you all here today. So as the wonderful introduction shared, my name is Anna Hearell. I'm the Director of Teacher Training Products at Bridge Education Group. So I want to start off, and I'll share a little more about Bridge and the organization I work for in the second half of my presentation. But what I really want to start off with today is plugging this question about lifelong learning, because as we've worked more and more with teachers around the world, this is continuously coming up. And I think it's something that we see in a lot of other industries. If you're in the tech industry, you're continuously learning. If you're in business or even something like marketing, right? Everything is changing. New platforms are coming up every day. And so it's really a question to teachers as well. Are we lifelong learners? And so according to Emeritus, the definition of a lifelong learner is ongoing, voluntary, and self-motivated pursuit of knowledge for personal or professional reasons. It's important for an individual's competitiveness and employability, but it also enhances social inclusion, active citizenship, and personal development. I'm going to go out on a whim, and I'm going to say that most of you here are lifelong learners because you're attending something on a Saturday, you're taking time out of your personal life to grow as an educator. But just think about this, and we're going to build on it. So these are some of the traits of a lifelong learner, and I'm not going to read through all of them, but take some time to read through them and put your top 3 in the chat. So the top 3 traits that you think you possess that speak towards being a lifelong learner, whether, again, this could be personally or professionally. I'm curious to hear what everyone has to say. Okay, while you're thinking about this, okay, self-learning, that's good. I would say, when I look at this own list for myself while you're writing these out, I would say I'm very self-motivated. I'm very intrinsically motivated. I do have a good willingness to unlearn. So I'm not afraid to recognize if I've done something wrong or there's a better approach. Let's see, we've got a few more coming in. Agility, collaboration, curiosity, collaboration. That's great. That shows for here. Okay. Now the question is, are there any traits on here that you see that you think maybe you could improve upon? On my end, risk-taking is one of those because I like to do things right and I'm very motivated to have this intrinsic quality of checking all the boxes. Risk-taking for me is always hard, but I push myself, and that's part of my lifelong learning journey is to continuously take risks in my learning and what I try. So if there's something that you see on here that you think is maybe a trait that you want to work on, just internalize it and really think about that as you move forward. Okay, so when we talk about lifelong learning, I think one of the big parts of it is that it's not, learning is not a blip in your experience. You don't simply like go to school and then say, I'm done learning. Hopefully not, at least, right? And you can look at learning as little moments or big accomplishments. The truth is that when you look at lifelong learning, you need to recognize that it's not just one-off events or something like that. It can be the little things and it can be the big things. So one thing that is increasingly encroaching on us is that the future is now. It's like I go to all of these TEFL and TESOL organization events and I hear everyone talking about, oh, the 21st century. Well, we're 23 years into the 21st century, right? This time is now. And so this is a quote coming from the OECD, which is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And, they're really saying in terms of the current space we're living in, it's the age of accelerated technological innovations, cyber physical technology, social media, AI, robotics, 3D printing. I mean, truly something else is changing every day. And these innovations are bringing both opportunities and challenges. And so this is just to speak to that, right? Innovations arise daily. We've got AI, OpenAI, ChatGPT is on everyone's mind. We have medical printing that's coming out. technological devices. Boston Dynamics is coming out with these robots that are absolutely amazing in terms of their mobility and function. And this is just to say, if you've been teaching for over 10 years, none of these things were here, and our students weren't faced with these items, but now they are. And so I think part of this idea of lifelong learning is also just recognizing that we can't anticipate what tomorrow's classroom or even world environment that we're preparing our students for is going to look like. And so it's really important to keep in mind and be open to lifelong learning so that we're on top of the game and we're not doing a disservice to our own learners, not preparing them for what could be. All right. So teachers need to be lifelong learners, and this is a personal opinion of mine, but as I've spoken to more teachers, I think that inherently we all possess this trait. But I'm curious, do you think teachers can prepare learners for employability and success in the future without being lifelong learners themselves? And you can just think about this. You're welcome to put your thoughts in the chat as well. But it's really just a moment to check in and think about this in terms of your own application to lifelong learning in the classroom. All right. So just setting that stage, I'll introduce, as Rana mentioned, a little bit about Bridge and where I'm coming from. And I see some people in the chat sharing some nice thoughts. Yes, agreed. Teachers should be lifelong learners. And the truth is you probably are. Like I said, you're here on this call already. You've already taken the steps. But I think it's important to recognize yourself as a lifelong learner. Okay. So Bridge Teacher Training, we are a company that's based out of the US, but we also have offices in Latin America, in Chile and Argentina. And it's really our goal to empower a global community of ELT educators who are looking to upskill for career opportunities. So we're all about empowering teachers to find jobs that they want to do, right? Show your value, your worth, you're a professional in the field. We're also all about showcasing dedication to excellence in the classroom. So we believe teachers are who make the difference in the classroom and for learners. And usually the teachers who come with us and join our community are recognizing that as well. And then really in the end, we just want to work together as a global community to better the future of English language learners worldwide. And so one of the missions of Bridge is to recognize that there are teachers all over the world doing amazing things, but for a very long time, our industry has been fragmented. There hasn't been a clear way for teachers in Kuwait to connect with teachers in Brazil, for example, right? Unless you can afford or pay for a big trip, which isn't very likely for most teachers. So what we really want to do is leverage technology, leverage the opportunity that we have to have virtual events like this and virtual meetups and classrooms and gatherings to bring teachers together so that they can share ideas and really recognize that there's value in every context and that teachers can really bring a lot to the table if they just take time to learn from each other. So that's a big part of our mission, and that's why we're really excited to engage with the TEFL Kuwait community. So just to say that you're in good company. So we have a global community, as I mentioned. We're connecting with English language teachers around the world. We're always trying to cover latest industry news through our Bridge universe. So we're showcasing teachers all around the world doing really amazing things. We're sharing what companies are up and coming, doing innovative things in the space. We're also, connecting with our preferred employer partners, giving teaching tips, very practical things for teachers around the world. And we have over 45,000 graduates in over 140 countries. So we truly have reached corners of the world that I couldn't have imagined. And a lot of that is from the beauty of, our globalized space and being able to deliver online teacher training. Okay, so just a little more about Bridge. So as I mentioned, we've been in this space for a long time. We've actually been established for 35 years, doing a lot of things in language, from translations to corporate English teaching. That's what we do in our Latin American offices, but also, of course, doing teacher training. And our goal is also to provide, affordable and internationally recognized teacher training programs for the global English teacher. And we hope that our programs can, first off, give you confidence and skills for the classroom, but also give you some opportunity to leverage for career prospects and to showcase your professionalism and to say, you really have training behind what you're doing to empower you as an educator. And so we are institutionally accredited by ASSET, that's recognized by the US Department of Education, as well as Aqueduto, which is out of the UK. A lot of our courses do lead into college credit as well. So if you're a teacher and you're interested in earning an MA, for example, with any of these university pathway partners, you can take one of our programs and then you can matriculate that credit to that partner university. So again, our goal is really just to provide avenues of growth for English teachers. And one of those is through our college credit offerings. So whether you want college credit or not, also know that if you take a program through Bridge, because it has the college credit and the college recognition with these partners, it does have a different caliber attached to it, which can help you when you're looking at your professional development. Okay, so we have certification for your teaching journey and learning for every stage along the way. Historically, there's been a pattern with teachers and with our industry where maybe they earn, an MA or a CELTA or something like that, and they don't have a lot of options that are tangible for professional development, right? It's like either you invest in this giant master's degree and then you're done, or you have something in between. And really what we want to do is say, come and take that lifelong learning as you want it. So build the program that fits for you. Take a course that's small, 10 hours, take a larger course that's university backed. We have options for all teachers. And I think that's part of our goal, is to say, your professional development journey is your professional development journey. That's not for anyone else to decide. So come and find what fits for you. So we have these professional TEFL certificates. So these are really ideal for teachers who are just getting started in their careers or who have been teaching for a while but don't have any formal credentials to back their training. So these are comprehensive. The curriculum always is covering, key methodology, everything from lesson planning to classroom management, all the way to teaching the 4 skills. We do see that these meet international standards for employment. So if you have employers who are looking for you to check that box and having a TEFL certificate, we recommend one of these courses of 120 hours. And as I mentioned, they're good for those new teachers or experienced teachers. I've actually seen teachers who have been teaching for over 12 years come back and take one of these just as a refresher to feel confident in the core methodology and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of options with these in terms of where you are in your professional development. Our specialized certificates start to get a little more fun, in my opinion. So this is where you can dive into very specific topics and niches. So as you progress in your teaching journey and you decide that maybe you want to try to get into teaching English online, which at this point, almost all teachers are teaching online in one way or another. So I always recommend the training, not only so you know how to do it and you have confidence, but also because employers are looking for it nowadays. So we have, certificates to help you in teaching English online, teaching young learners, business English as well. There was a statistic I was looking at the other day that the business English sector of teaching is going to grow most over the next 10 years. So if you're looking to differentiate yourself or try to get into a new, subset of our market, teaching business English is one I really recommend. And so our specialized certificates are for current teachers who are looking to develop their skills in one area. So you want to kind of start to become specialized and showcase that. You want to be prepared to work with a different learner group. And, generally we say these are great for teachers who have a base experience. So, you've been teaching for a while, you have a previous certificate or degree, then you can go into one of these and have some confidence that you're going to succeed. And then we also have our micro credentials. So these are truly our bite-sized teacher professional development courses. And these are the most fun, in my opinion, because these are really interesting topics. So these are these topics that we're trying to provide to teachers as we see them coming out on the market. So we've got teaching pronunciation is big. We just launched an 8-course series on teaching 21st century skills. So we walk through, preparing learners to be leaders, collaboration and confidence in the classroom, everything from digital literacy to environmentalism in the classroom, social awareness. So these are a really cool set of courses that I think are very relevant. As I mentioned, we're 23 years into the 21st century, right? We also have our teaching test prep courses. So IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson, PTE. These are also fantastic for teachers who are looking to find a niche. We see these are, I would be curious to hear about Kuwait, but in terms of the rest of even the Gulf region or outside of it, we're always seeing learner demand for test prep. And it's one of those niches that as a teacher, if you can get into it and you can become a test prep teacher, you can have really good opportunities to work with a lot of learners and hopefully also raise your rate. So be able to teach at a higher rate if you're teaching test prep, because learners have a lot of demand for that. And in addition, These courses are they're short and they're targeted. So these are our upskilling courses. And so they're 10 to 30 hours. They're not a huge commitment. They start at a low price of USD 29, but also, we're going to announce a surprise for all of the TEFL Kuwait members as well. But these are again, bite-sized for experienced teachers. We see a teacher come and take a few of these a year or every other year again to refresh your resume and keep exploring what's happening in the industry and stay on top of it. I will quickly share some of these FAQs, but just know that we're here, and Rana can always connect you with myself or Maggie if you've got questions about our programs or you want to learn more. Our courses are open enrollment, meaning that you don't have to select a certain date or time. You can come and you can enroll at any point when it's right for your schedule. The schedule itself is very flexible. So we don't have any set, time that you need to be logging in. It's on your own schedule because we know teachers are busy. You've got families. On top of that, you've got, classes in school and lesson planning and grading, all of that. So our goal with these courses is to let you log in and work at them at your own pace. So whether it's 2 hours on a Sunday morning and then, a couple hours after work on a Tuesday, however that works out for you, that's how you can set up your schedule. The qualifications, we don't have any kind of an application. So we welcome these courses. Anyone can come and enroll. We don't ask that you share any kind of documentation behind your English level. It's a B1 level for most of our courses. If you want to take our graduate level course, which is the one that connects to our Master Pathways partners, those university partners, that one is at a C1 level. But again, otherwise we don't require any application or any documentation. Like I said, we're working with teachers from 140 countries. So everyone is welcome to come and take our courses. And we hope that you do because we want more teachers represented globally in our community. And then lastly, the question of, can I take multiple bridge courses? Absolutely. As I mentioned, the goal is for you to curate the program that's going to fit your professional development pathway and what you'd like. So I see there was a question in the chat about how to apply to bridge courses. No need to apply. You just come and you're welcome to take our programs. They are all 100% online. Yes. Okay, so after you finish a bridge certification, you're going to receive a digital certificate, and that has all of your course components. So as you complete more courses with bridge, that certificate also increases. So you have the opportunity to showcase continual professional development. So if you take one course 1 year and then you continue on further, you can see that grow. And then all bridge courses are accredited and our affiliations are listed on your certificate. So it's something you can showcase to employers or to learners. With that background, you have a unique student ID. So that allows third-party verification. And then you can add more hours on with continual study. Okay. And the other thing about our certificates, and one thing we're trying to help teachers with, is leveraging your credentials, especially on platforms like LinkedIn. So after you complete a course with Bridge, you're issued a digital badge, and a digital badge is backed via blockchain technology. So it's a unique credential shared to you and shareable by you that's always connected to you and your profile with them. So every course you complete, you receive a digital badge. This is something you can leverage on your resume. You can put it on your LinkedIn profile, like I mentioned in the certificate section. So that's big for your professional development, and you can showcase that to your network. We've seen teachers putting these in their email signature and beyond. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this, but it's a much more kind of delicate and ever-present way to showcase your certificate versus, the PDF itself. And then there are links to detailed information about your course attached to those digital badges. So anyone who clicks on it can then see everything that you've accomplished in terms of your course and the competencies. And as I mentioned, it's backed via blockchain technology. So lastly, I want to share that we also have a lot of free resources for teachers, again, because we just want to empower the community and hope that you can come join in any capacity. So we have this learning community of over 100,000 teachers worldwide. And, you have ELT industry news and in-depth articles. So this is where I was mentioning, we're always trying to cover what's happening in our industry, what's interesting, what should teachers know about different parts of the world. We have ebooks and resource guides. So we recently put out a guide to English language test preparation. So if you're a teacher who's interested in test prep, not sure where to start or the differences between the tests, you can check that one out. We also have just recently put out a lesson planning resource guide this month. So if you're someone who's looking for lesson planning materials, you're curious about what exists out there, we've compiled that for you, and that's available again for free download on our site. And then we also have a lot of live webinars with experts around the world. So we're always bringing in different people to come in. And lastly, we also have a lot of blog articles, teaching tips, classroom activities, all of that available on what we call Bridge Universe, which is our content division. So you can see the URL in the bottom right corner. It's bridge.edu/TEFL/blog. Definitely come explore, see what you find. We've got things for teachers from all walks. So hopefully, you're going to find some useful materials there. All right. And then lastly, working with Rana, we've developed a unique offer for all of you here and for all of the teachers who are part of TEFL Kuwait. So you can get 30% off even if our courses are already discounted, this is an additional 30% off any of our certifications. And so you can use this code TEFL Kuwait 30 to come at any time, check out our courses, and you're welcome to enroll. And again, get an additional 30% off with that. Okay. Let's see, Rana, how am I doing on time? Okay,
you have time. You
Okay.
can go ahead, and there are lots of people who are really interested. They seem interested, and they would have lots of questions, I guess. But you complete your presentation first, and then they will put up questions related to these courses. No problem.
Great. Well, this was my last slide, so I can go ahead and
okay. So the floor is open for questions. So I'm sure you must be having hundreds of questions, all of you. So as Anna just mentioned, these are already very affordable courses for offer. And so many of them are micro-credential courses, which are as, I think you told me, Anna, they were as inexpensive as $30, isn't it? And then you further offer discounts on those if the people, they go through TEFL Kuwait. So, I mean, please do join them and get the advantage these courses offer for your professional development or professional growth.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you can take a look at our courses, but also just even come and start to look at Bridge Universe and start to get engaged with us and see what we have to offer. I see a few questions about the duration of these courses.
Yes.
So normally, it does depend, of course, on the number of hours in the program. So we have courses as short as 10 hours, which obviously is something that you can get done. We usually see teachers complete those in about a month, all the way up to 150 hours. But on average, if you're working diligently, most teachers finish their programs with Bridge in about a month and a half. And 3 months is our average timeline for those programs.
Somebody's asking, they reside in Pakistan. Can I enroll myself for these courses?
Of course. We've worked with many Pakistani teachers. You're welcome. We work with teachers from all over the world. So there's no barrier. If you're interested in coming and taking our programs, come visit our site and you can enroll yourself. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Any other questions related to these courses? I have a question. You mentioned courses that you were offering for, which are credit courses that could go for anybody pursuing master's degree programs. How do they work?
Sure.
Can you just elaborate a little bit on that? A lot of people might be interested in knowing how they can add those credit courses to their master's program.
Yeah, of course. So we have unique partnerships with universities around the world. And so those you can find on our website at our MA TESOL Pathways page. But essentially, we have a course called our 150-hour IDEL Online, and that's a graduate level course. So it's been assessed by the American Council on Education, as well as these university partners to say this is a graduate level course. And if you take that course and are specifically interested in our MA TESOL Pathway partners, they will accept that course as credit as you enter their master's. So you will have already completed, usually on average, the savings is around $4,000 or $5,000 if you do that, because you don't have to pay the university and our prices are far lower. So it does give you both an opportunity to, try a course, see about a graduate level course, see if you enjoy it, and then have some options at Master Pathway Partners with Bridge. All of their programs are online. So you can take those MA TESOL. Usually it's an MA TESOL or an MA Applied Linguistics program through those partner universities, and they are online. So you can take them, and they accept international applicants. But in addition, Rana, we have worked with a few individuals if they are currently studying in one capacity or another at a master's and they're interested in taking a Bridge course, they can get in touch with us and we can see if we can help them showcase the value of the learning at Bridge as transfer credit. So with that American Council on Education partnership, over 1,500 universities in the US recognize that credit. And we've seen that international universities sometimes see that caliber and they'll also accept it as transfer credit. So if you're thinking of going that route, make sure you get in touch with our admissions first, because we want to make sure it will work for you. But if you're interested in one of our pathway partners, that pathway is already built in and we have agreements with them.
Another question is, like, I think it's very relevant because a lot of countries and institutions do not accept online programs. So this question is it equivalent to any of the in-person courses? Now, it's ridiculous after the pandemic. We have to consider that online education is indispensable. We have to keep it in mind. And still a lot of education institutions and countries do not accept online programs, no matter what we think. So do these programs offer equivalency, or are they accredited enough by major institutions? You did mention, of course, the American.
Yeah, I'm happy to address that. I mean, we have been running pretty much online courses since 2014. So we were one of the first adopters to say, hey, most teachers can't take 4 weeks off and pay a lot of money to travel and stay for something like a CELTA. It's just not practical. And the truth is that we haven't heard from any of our alumni that they're having trouble having their certificates recognized. I think, the industry's changing, and yes. One thing that employers are recognizing, and one thing that I would say, and that if you go through an online program, you should advocate for, is that obviously not all online courses are equal, right? Like there are some online courses that aren't accredited, they don't have backing, they weren't well designed, and in that sense, they are lacking. But in our courses, because we have the accreditations that we do, we're a .edu. So that means, we're recognized by the US government. Our certificates carry a lot of weight in the space. We've been around for 35 years. Our name is really well known. So we haven't seen a lot of issues around that. A lot of time when it comes to that in-person component, sometimes what employers are looking for is some kind of a practicum or experience. And we do have the ability to add on a practicum to our courses. So if you're interested in earning a practicum, whether it's a teaching online practicum, so actually where you're working in real time with students online, or in person, we do have those options, and that's something that you can leverage as well. But the truth is that we're seeing our courses recognized globally in competitive markets like Europe, all the way to in people's home countries. And we've seen, graduates of our courses be able to work at community colleges, even in US based contexts. So we see that, at this point, I think the world has changed, and employers who have that mindset about the in-person, I think that maybe they're behind the times too, but it's, we haven't had many issues with that, honestly. And we're always here to help advocate for your certificate as well.
Yeah. Another question that comes to my mind is, of course, like, how do you offer them? Like, is it a good mix of synchronous and asynchronous learning, or is it only synchronous or asynchronous alone? Like, how do you?
It's a good question. Primarily, our courses are asynchronous, but there are components where you're interacting. So every single one of Bridge courses, you have a dedicated instructor who works with you. So if you have questions throughout the program, they're available to answer those questions. When you submit assignments for grading, they're personally looking through your assignments and they're giving you feedback and growth opportunities. So they're working with you as you complete the course. But as I kind of mentioned, one of our main missions is to make these accessible for teachers. And in a lot of ways, having those set times and needing to attend synchronous Zoom sessions or something like that is pretty difficult for most teachers. I will say that in our IDEL online course, which is the graduate level course, there is synchronous components. So there are 4 live sessions that take place with your head instructor, where they are optional because, again, we recognize we've got teachers around the world. It's hard to coordinate schedules, but they're there if you want to kind of join that synchronous type session.
Yeah, excellent. Any more questions from people? Okay, yeah, we will try to put this recording on our Facebook and YouTube channel. So I hope you are a TEFL Kuwait member. Please join TEFL Kuwait if you are not already a TEFL Kuwait member. Once you're a TEFL Kuwait member, you can also join our TEFL Kuwait Facebook page, where we normally share all these recordings. And also we have a dedicated YouTube channel where you can access any of these recordings. Well, of course, they will be available to you. Anna, would you like to share the website with them? Or
of course.
the link in the chat box maybe, or the slides? anyway, so that they can have an idea exactly about where to access that. So this is the link in the chat box that Anna has just shared, where you can access all the courses that she has mentioned. And of course, we are going to provide more of such opportunities. And as Anna mentioned, if you are a TEFL Kuwait member, you have an extra benefit of 30% discount on the existing very affordable offers they have. And it's a very affordable offer they have, and it's further discounted if you go through TEFL Kuwait. Now, just to make it clear, TEFL Kuwait has got nothing to do except facilitating this. We just want our teachers to get the benefit of these offers. We are a free organization. We don't charge our members. It's at least for the time being, we're not charging any membership fees, any attendance fees. We just want to help build the educator community. We want to provide all of you as TEFL Kuwait members, or even if you're not a member, just different possibilities and opportunities for professional and academic growth. And this event itself is an effort in the continuation of our initiative to help all of you. And we continue to do that. We will continue to do that. Any more questions? Thank you so much, NS, of course. Anyone else has any question regarding Anna? Because we have our next speaker already present here. We will soon introduce her, Ms. Mercedes Vasquez, who will talk about artificial intelligence, its implications. It's an open discussion. Everybody is worried about artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, how the world is taken over by these things, and how, as teachers, we need to learn about them. See, in one of the conferences, I'm sure Anna has also attended at TEFL Arabia, where they talked about how to ethically include artificial intelligence and ChatGPT in our teaching programs. We know students are eventually going to use these tools. And so we need to learn ourselves, and we need to teach them how to use these things ethically so they can use them to their benefit. We've already been using so many translation tools and so many other forms of artificial intelligence. Why get scared with the ones that have recently been added to the list? So we need to be more aware of those programs and tools in order to make ourselves better. Any other questions we have? Thank you so much, Anna. I think you have already shared the link with them, and thank you so much for joining us. I can't thank you enough for the service you're doing to the educator community. This is what really impresses me, and that's how, of course, this common background that connected us. And we hope we can keep on collaborating in this way and help our teachers.
Absolutely. Yes, we want to hear from all of you, because we love to showcase what teachers are doing around the world. So please get in touch and check out our website. I'll put my personal email in the chat as well. Reach out to me at any point if you've got questions or you want to learn more about Bridge. I'm happy to work with you or connect you with somebody on my team who we can talk more. So I hope you all have a lovely evening.
Thank you so much, Anna. I know you're busy. You can stay back and for our next session, which is on artificial intelligence, which is just a discussion. It's more like a discussion rather than like a talk or one-person talk. We want to encourage open discussion on artificial intelligence because it's intriguing everyone, each one of them out actually. And we opened a discussion everybody is so concerned about. It's so relevant to all of us in different backgrounds, in different fields that we are working as professionals. So yeah, it concerns all of us, and we need to discuss it more. And as Laya mentioned, you can all keep in touch with us. I'm going to share the slides now with the regarding TEFL Kuwait, because we are all special interest groups of TEFL Kuwait, all the connected to all these special interest groups to TEFL Kuwait. So let me share my slides again so you can have a quick look at what we have in store for all of you. So regarding NNEST TEFL Kuwait, these are, the first one is the email that you can write to me about. And the second one is info@teflkuwait.com, which is a general email for TEFL Kuwait, because, you know, it's a larger group. We are an organization called TEFL Kuwait. We started this during the pandemic, actually, to help educators, English language teachers, and of course, educators in general. We started it for Kuwait, but then we realized we need to expand our base to MENA region and of course to the entire world. And that's how we are from all over the world. So we are a global community and we are trying to help and learn together. So this is the beauty of this diverse platform. We are working together, we are learning together, and we are open to everybody's ideas. So please join us. So in order to do the same thing, to get more involvement, we have opened special interest groups. Mine is one of them, NNEST TEFL Kuwait. We have Miss Laya's special interest group, which is called Teaching and Learning, Grammar and Writing in the Age of ChatGPT. So this is another kind of a special interest group. So you can join all of them. And in order to do that, all you have to do is go to teflkuwait.com. This is the QR code. You can scan this code and it will take you to our website, teflkuwait.com, or just type TEFL Kuwait and it will take you to our website where you can just join us, become our member. It's absolutely free, and attendance is free, membership is free. And once you are there, we will approach you. We keep on approaching members, TEFL Kuwait members, for joining different SIGs. It's absolutely free to join as many SIGs or special interest groups as you want, which are really of importance to you. So please join, first of all, teflkuwait.com, and then we will be sending you or approaching you for becoming members of different special interest groups. You can directly approach me on nesteflkuwait.chair@gmail.com to be a part of NNEST Kuwait. The second thing that I wanted to share was, which everybody has been waiting for, the QR code for downloading the certificate. It's really easy. Just scan the QR code and press the link that appears and fill in a small form regarding your name and educational institution, and it will give you the certificate that you've been waiting for the entire time. And thank you so much for your patience. Please make sure that you capitalize your name. Use the capital letter, because the name or the correct spelling, whatever you write, the certificate will go to your email inbox. Make sure to check your spam folder or your junk folder. Sometimes the certificate lands in your junk folder. You will receive the certificate definitely today. If due to some reason you don't, you do it again tomorrow. Just make sure to take a picture of this, and let me also post the link in the chat box for you all, in case you are unfamiliar or you find it a little bit difficult. Okay, and I'm posting it in the chat box as well, and you can easily scan the QR code and download your certificate from there. I'm posting the link in the chat box as well.
Marina, may I just mention something? Thank you so much for for a great webinar, and thank you all for attending. Great discussions, great speakers, and great notes on that. I have been getting a lot of messages on LinkedIn. How to join different SIGs. Again, please, me being as a board member with a position of member at large, please first become a TEFL Kuwait member. I will put it in the chat. Go to info or send an email to info@teflkuwait.com. 1 second.
Just put it teflkuwait.com, and it takes you to the website. So as Laya said, you have to be a TEFL Kuwait member first.
Yes.
Once you're a TEFL Kuwait member, we automatically keep sending you messages regarding joining different SIGs, and then you can become any SIG member. So let me type it again. Yes, Laya, please. Sorry to interrupt you.
Once you become a TEFL Kuwait member, then you will receive an invitation from. But at first, right now. Please, whomever is interested, send me an email with your information, your first name, last name, institution that you're working at, from which country, if you would like to share your WhatsApp number, so that I will have the full information, and I will forward it to another board member at the TEFL Kuwait, and we will send out a SIG invitation to all. Please stay tuned. We're still working on it. It is in the progress. And once it is confirmed, then I will have you all welcome to the assigned date, so that we can have a further discussion about ChatGPT on teaching grammar writing. Thank you all.
Thank you so much again, and please, as Laya mentioned, stay in touch regarding TEFL Kuwait emails from us, because we will keep you posted on different special interest groups that are up on the taking, and become TEFL Kuwait members. It's absolutely free, and we keep hosting small events like this, which are really relevant, and we would like to hear from you. What kind of events do you want exactly? What kind of events help you or benefit you? So please feel free to write to us at info@teflkuwait.com, as Laya mentioned in the chat box. This is the email of our, and you can also send a direct note from the website where you can mention what kind of events would you like to see. Other than the special interest group events, we also have general events on a regular basis. We will also host an in-person event, most probably in July, and we will try to make it hybrid for all those who cannot join us in person. And thank you so much again.
Rana, sorry, I think there's a difficulty downloading the certificate from one of the attendees. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but you can download it. For there should not be a problem. Is it everybody experiencing the same thing?
Just have one note on somebody.
Yeah, we will share the recording. Yeah, see, people are getting it. Yeah, that means maybe a problem. Please try it again. And if you have any problem, please write to us on info@teflkuwait.com, and we will help you with that.
And I put in my own email address, LAYA_MOGHADAM@yahoo.com. Please go ahead and send me a direct email, and then I can provide you with further information if you have any questions regarding my SIG or regarding the TEFL Kuwait, and then I'll be working with my colleagues to help you further about this. Thank you all.
And we would like to hear from you, as I mentioned, what kind of events would you like to see in the future? Also, we would like to have your contributions, because as I mentioned in the event that we will have in person, we might open a call for proposals. So we would like you to contribute ideas. You can also send us if you want to present, be a speaker. Please do not hesitate to write to us if you are a specialist in a particular field. We would love to hear from you. So yeah, we are going to have a major conference later, but we might have an event most probably in before fall, in July or August, and we would keep you posted. So join TEFL Kuwait in order to receive all communication from us.